Joseph, you look strong.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Covered all the bases this camp, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna knock out Fortuna out. Then we're coming out after all the big names.
How do you like the weight so far? How do you feel?
I feel good, man. I feel strong. I don't have to deplete my body as much at 130 pounds, but I still got some unfinished business to do at 130. But I want to make sure I put myself and everybody on notice that at 135 pounds, I'm a real contender.
You mentioned that losing your weight at the scale, that it was just better to be safe than sorry and not lose the weight, drain yourself for the fight. It was a very tough fight at the end of the night. Do you feel that this opportunity is coming at a perfect time in your career? For your body's like, it wants to move up, it wants a little bit more weight to work with?
Absolutely, man. But I made the coronavirus, there was a lot of, I don't want to say excuses, but there was a lot of factors that carried on to me not making weight. Coronavirus. I was taking care of my fiance at the time. She was pregnant. We were eating a whole bunch of cookies, a whole bunch of, you know how that goes, man. So I ended up checking my weight, looked in the mirror, my ass was all jiggly and shit. I was like, oh man, like, something gotta go. So I checked my weight, and sure enough, man, I was super heavy. Ended up getting the call that I was gonna be fighting 8 weeks in advance. 2 weeks into the camp, they called me saying I was gonna have the fight 7 weeks instead of 8 weeks. So I kind of like played a factor, but at the end of the day, I still thought I was gonna be able to make it. Just unfortunate that my body wasn't able to do it anymore, man. I was doing everything, man. I was busting my ass, training for about 2 hours inside the gym. The day before the weigh-ins, had a sauna bag on, passed out a couple times. Was really, really weak, really, really dehydrated. Wasn't able to make the weight anymore, man. So I was like, man, like, I'm still gonna fight. I'll just take the bullet. It was my fault. Everything that happened, it was my fault, man, nobody else's. I'll take the bullet and, lose my bout, but I still want to go out there and perform for my fans and perform for everybody. So I did that. I thought I fought a hell of a fight still, given the fact that my body was depleted and weak and I wasn't able to do what I'm capable of doing. But I still thought I did enough to win the fight. Unfortunately, the judges saw it differently, but like I said, man, it was a learning experience for me. I was able to, come back. I was a little depressed at first, but then I knew that God had a purpose for that, man, and I was praying to Him to give me another opportunity to let me show out to everybody. And then all of a sudden, man, I hear this information that Ryan Garcia ended up pulling out from the Javier Fortuna fight due to his mental illness and due to his depression and stuff. And I wish Ryan Garcia nothing but the best. He's a hell of a fighter and he's a great guy. And I wish, nobody that type of illness, man. Mental health and depression, all that stuff is a serious condition that a lot of people deal with that don't like to bring it out because they want to be strong and they don't want to be weak, but everybody deals with it, man. So it takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of balls for a guy like Ryan Garcia to actually come out and admit that, and I respect him, and I wish him nothing but the best. But once I heard of that, man, I was like, shit. I started brainstorming, man. I was like, yo, fuck it. I ended up right when Ryan Garcia said that, I ended up texting Robert Diaz and Oscar De La Hoya saying, yo, set me up with Javier Fortuna, let's get this fucking fight going. I'll compete at 135 pounds, I don't mind it. They were intrigued, they liked the fight. They ended up hitting up the zone, I believe like 2 days later. The zone liked it as well, and here we are, man, 2.5 weeks from the Javier Fortuna fight now.
What challenge does Javier Fortuna represent? Before we start another interview, let me take one photograph, okay?
Okay.
Here. Look at me straight on. Nice.
Being a father, how does that fit into your career now? Obviously, that's the most important thing at the end of the day. How do you balance this out? And is it added motivation to, have a better performance to further your career in the sport and make more money? There's an added incentive, if you look better.
Absolutely, and being a father has changed my life, both inside and outside of the ring, man. It helped me, cut a lot of people out because in boxing there comes a lot of temptation. There comes a lot of people that just come into your life that just want to take advantage of you. And I was able to, once I had my son, man, I was able to, cut all those people out because I know what's important. I mean, my main focus and my main thing now in life is just providing for my son and making sure that my son is being protected by me, making sure that I'm providing him all the resources for him to be healthy, for him to have a good education, for him to have a successful life, and for him to never struggle in life and not have to have any worries like I had growing up. So that motivates me a lot, man. I know that this fight is a very, very big fight. It's probably the most important fight in my career because I'm moving up in weight, and this fight right here is gonna create a lot of opportunities for me, man, to be fighting at 135 pounds or to go back down to 130. So I know that there's a lot at stake, and I'm not taking anything for granted. I've been busting my ass every single day, been seeing my son, but right now he's away because I want to make sure that I'm just fully focused, man, because right now I'd rather take the bullet and not see him as much right now, because my main focus is providing a better future for him, man, and making sure that when he grows up, he sees all the hard work that I actually did and all the sacrifice that I did for him to have a better life and for him to have a better understanding of life. So it's been very good, man. Fatherhood has been treating me very good. I'm very blessed, and I'm very fortunate that I have such a beautiful child.
You said it yourself with the win over Javier Fortuna that could put you in the mix with like Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, and preferably Ryan Garcia, who's with the zone. You know, he's a stable mate, it'll be easier to make. Are you looking forward to that, possibly stepping in the ring with those kind of guys? Is there's more money in those kind of fights?
Yeah, man. I mean, my main focus is my legacy, man. I want to go out there and fight the best fighters all the time. I'm not ducking, I'm not dodging anybody like some of these so-called champions are. These guys are just fighting guys for paydays, and they're not actually taking on the toughest challenges, man. And me, my whole entire career, man, I always took on the toughest challenges. I always took on the undefeated fighters, guys that thought that they were going to beat me. I always, wanted to make sure that I put my foot down and making sure that I'm making a statement for my own legacy and for my own career. And this is just another step in my legacy and in my career by stepping up and fighting the boogeyman that everybody has dodged in the past. Devin Haney, Jorge Linares, Ryan Garcia. I don't say Ryan Garcia has dodged him because of his mental health, but he ended up pulling out. So I want to go out there and beat the shit out of this boogeyman and make a statement at 135 pounds and make sure that everybody knows that I'm still solid in this sport of boxing, and I'm one of the best fighters in the world right now.
What challenge does Fortuna represent?
Fortuna has a lot of challenges, man. Fortuna is a good hell of a fighter. He's a veteran inside that ring, for one. He has a lot of power, for two. And for three, he's kind of awkward. He has a kind of an elusive style where he drops his hands, he throws punches from different angles. But like I said, man, he's a human being just like me. He bleeds, he hurts, he cries, he does all that shit just like myself. So I'm gonna go out there and just I personally don't think that he's a better fighter than me. I think my boxing skill is gonna be one of the key factors, and I also think my power and my speed and my elusiveness is gonna be one of the key factors, and I'm really gonna put a hurting to Javier Fortuna, that's for sure.
135 is where the money is, JoJo. I mean, what do you need to do in that fight to kind of prove that that's going to be your best division, better than 130?
Stop Javier Fortuna, man. Stop Javier Fortuna, or just beat the shit out of him, make him quit in the stool. That's what I really want to do. I'm very focused. I'm determined, man, because not only this is a big fight for me at 135, but this is a fight that I really want to give the fight fans because of my last outing. I didn't perform at my best because of my body, because I tried to make the weight, but I did it. So I'm going out there and challenging myself for the fight fans and to give the fight fans a very exciting and intriguing fight. So I mean, I'm carrying all that weight on me, and I'm carrying all that inside my mind every single day inside that gym by busting my ass and really dedicating my whole entire life to the sport of boxing. So that way, July 9th, it's going to be a spectacular outing.
Does the winner get Ryan Garcia?
I think the winner gets Ryan Garcia or the winner gets Devin Haney, one of those. Like I said in the previous interviews, I'm going to go back to the drawing board and talk to my advisors at MTK and see what the best decision and best opportunity for me to do after this fight. If I'm going to stay at 135, if the money's there and if the opportunity and the big name's there, let's go after it. Shit, I'm willing to. But if there's a big name at 130 pounds that wants to challenge me and wants to fight me, I'm willing to go back down to 132.
How did Devin look against Jorge Linares?
I thought he did good, man. I thought he looked, he did professionally what a professional fighter should do. Sure. Outboxed Jorge Linares, took Jorge Linares out of his game plan. I just think that Jorge Linares don't have that dog in him anymore. He had Devin Haney extremely hurt for about 3 rounds. And
has he ever had it though, Linares? Has he ever had that dog in him?
I think he did, man. I think he did once when he fought Crolla and when he fought I forgot who else he fought. He fought a couple other fighters where he was able to execute. And when those guys are in the clinches, man, it's a dogfight. When you're in a fight, man, if a guy's holding you, he's hurt, man, you got to do everything possible. Fuck the ref, hit him in the side, hit him in the back until the ref says something, man. You got to do anything possible to keep on making his brain rattled, for that way he's not thinking straight. And I don't think that Jorge Linares didn't grasp that opportunity, and that was a really big factor into his loss. He could have actually won that fight.
Last thing, JoJo.
Speaking of unfinished business, obviously if you were to win the WBA interim title, will you welcome a fight, a rematch with Gary Russell if it's winning to move up to 135?
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, I feel like me and Gary Russell will have a very, very intriguing fight at 135 pounds. I'm not cutting as much weight as I would at 126 pounds, so I'll be able to carry that strength and carry that conditioning and carry that speed that I have right now that I'm currently having, man. I think it will be a whole different factor in that fight.
How much of a better fighter are you since that fight?
I'm a way better fighter as far as just physically, but mostly mentally now, man. I know how to break fighters down now, and I know when I have guys hurt, and I know when to throw my shots when I need to throw them.
Fight fans always want to see that fight between you and Oscar Valdez. I mean, obviously, you have business to take care of. He is fighting September 10th, but you think down the line, eventually that fight's going to take place?
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, Oscar Valdez, he's a warrior, and he accepts all challenges, and so am I, man. I'm the type of person that is not backing down out of any smoke. I want all the smoke, and I want to fight any challenge that is put in front of me, or any person that wants to challenge me. I'm willing to step in and fight them inside that ring. So I think that fight will be a very intriguing fight for the fight fans and for the Mexican-American fans at that. And I'm praying and I'm hoping that we actually get that fight happening.
Have you guys talked about it, like, in the past? Like, hey,
yeah, there's been talks, and then I actually DM'd him about like 2 fights ago saying, hey, yo, let's make a fight happen. He said he was all for it too, so it's already in the works, man. We just got to make sure that we keep on winning and we build that fight up, build the hype up, and make the fight happen.